Yo, it's D.Arthur in the building. I'm speaking to you guys today about why semen retention gives you the idgaf, the I don't give a F mentality. And this is very good mentality to have, because the thing is when it really comes down to it, in terms of just like what we pay attention to and everything like that, everything for the most part is pretty meaningless. There's a lot of things that just like to grab our attention. There's a lot of things that we do because we don't have any sort of purpose. But when you go on retention, you finally start having purpose. You finally start having reason to get up in the morning and do something. You're opening up more opportunities for yourself when you're on retention. Because the thing is, like, when you used to relapse consistently, like, you would, when it came to attraction, women, dating, and things like that, you pretty much gave yourself you didn't give yourself a fighting chance. You called it quits. You just thought they wouldn't be attracted to you because you were consistently busting every single day. You're consistently busting, and if you're consistently doing that, you're wasting your vital energy force, and the thing is, like, you're just not becoming as the most attractive version of yourself. So you can attract high quality women if that's what you want, or you can attract better opportunities and better circumstances for yourself. But when you go on retention, you're giving off the IBGAF mentality. You're taking no prisoners. Basically, what you're doing is just like every single thing that you're doing, you either have a purpose to it, or it means nothing. Like I said, when you're consistently relapsing or consistently busting, you just care too much about other things. You're vulnerable. You become vulnerable. You're literally in your most vulnerable state when you're consistently relapsing. So is it really worth it? If we really want to talk about it, is it like really, really worth it? Because in terms of life and attracting a higher vibrational life, it really doesn't. You start realizing it may not actually be worth it, because you start losing energy. You're just not as present as you can be, and you keep thinking about it. You're putting the VBox on a pedestal. At this point, like, you have to start realizing, like, if you do have if you're in a relationship with someone, or a woman like that, is she really benefiting you for your well-being, or are you just with there just because it's secure VBox? This is what you have to start asking for yourself. Is she really there because she can add to your life, or is she just there because you want some security, and you don't want to put any work in yourself to attract anything better? This is the things that you have to start asking yourself. These are the things you have to start asking yourself, and you definitely don't care as much. And this turns women on, if you didn't know, because if it gets to the point where she cares more about where you are, your well-being, blah blah blah, she cares more, then you might have an advantage. If you're always blowing up her phone, being needy, asking her where her whereabouts are, then that's the quickest way for any woman to lose attraction in you. You have to get to the point where you're actually busy with your life. You're actually trying to attract better situations for yourself, better circumstances. You're in the flow state of life. And the thing is, when you go on retention, you're becoming more in your flow state. Everywhere you go, people are smiling at you. People are double looking at you. People laugh at you when people smile and they're giddy inside. When your presence is felt, you have that type of energy that you're giving off, that big energy. You're giving off very masculine and very good energy. You have presence. People stand up when you walk in the room. In some cases, you just have you have type of energy, and this is very attractive to people. So you will give off the I do not care as much energy, and this is attractive to people because the less you care and the more they care, you win. But the more you care and the less they care, they win. So which one do you really want it to be? It comes to who cares less, and the more you retain, the more you work on yourself, the better you feel about yourself, the less you need them. This is why in times certain types of relationships, we have quote unquote people who are just not 100% okay with themselves, and they're taking a lot of BS from certain type of maybe even women just because they don't have any confidence in themselves. That like their woman treats them like literally garbage, and they keep taking it, and they don't have any fight in themselves to want a better situation. You have to start really respecting yourself. This is reality for a lot of people, that they take a lot of their women's quote unquote garbage attitudes, complaining, ungratefulness, and they just don't have any fight in themselves to demand better. This is a prime example. Will Smith. If we really want to talk about it, let's talk about, because Will Smith, you would think this man is the actor of the year, multi-billionaire, and high status. He's a well-known person. You would think that he would be demanding something a little bit better from his partner. But in the reality, she wears the pants in the relationship. Matter of fact, she wears the pants in the relationship so much that that because someone quote unquote disrespected his wife in a joking manner, he went up to the person and slapped the person on stage. Now you have to start asking yourself, were these the right type of actions to take based on that situation? And then some report came out today saying that his girl wasn't should that Will shouldn't have done what he did. So you start realizing, if you can never really please her, if she's ungrateful and you can never really please her, and she actually chooses someone else over you, then what's really the point of being with her? Because at this point, when you go on retention, when you know about female nature, what you start realizing is you have to be with people who appreciate you, who choose you first. Because if you don't, then your life is really you're going to be doing a lot more work than you have to be. So you start realizing, you have to start looking at yourself. If you have a girl in your life, is the girl that you're with there because you genuinely like being around her, regardless of lust, or is she just there just to keep you comfortable because you don't have anything else going for yourself? Is she your security blanket, or is she an addition to a great life? We have to start asking ourselves. Let's start asking ourselves the tough questions, the tough questions, because guys just love to get carried away when it comes to women. Like we understand these are this is having a woman is great and all, but is it for the right reasons? You have to be with her for the right reasons. She has to be an addition. She has to be grateful for you. She has to see you as someone she can admire, not someone you're happy. She's just happy to. You think that she's just happy to be with, or she's just settling for you. That's not gonna work. In terms of a really strong household, the man is one to be admired, and the woman is someone who is enhancing the lives of their partner, and vice versa. That makes sense. But if it's coming from a scarcity mindset, then you're never really gonna get the type of zest and aura and oomph you want from real life. If that makes sense. So yes. So Will Smith, I mean, that just goes to show money, status, looks, all these things are all surface level attraction. If there's no core attraction, then you will lose 100% of the time. There has to be core attraction. There has to be core attraction, because if there's no If there's no core attraction, the moment you slip up, she's on to somebody else. The moment something goes wrong and then she's calling for to leave or divorce, or she starts seeing someone else, you start realizing she wasn't really there for you from the beginning. She was just there with you just because she wanted to feel herself for a little bit. She wasn't really committed to you from the beginning. The moment something inconvenient happens and then she starts getting angry to the point where she wants to block you off, leave you, or say, or just entertain somebody else, then she wasn't really with you from the get-go. You have to start you start realizing who's right for you and who isn't right for you when you're retained. Because like I said, men like to think with their dicks. They like to think from their root chakra. They're not thinking from their intelligent perspective on life. They're not giving off the good spiritual energy that they can have. So yes, it's about being smart. It's about being smart. So yes, like the video, comment, and subscribe below. If you also have some questions that you may want me to kind of get my opinion on, submit a question down below, and then we'll see you later. Peace.